I think it's redemption.
To make up for the
For what you
December
did
that
in
I was.
December. Yes.
Because no, it's so weird. I don't think I've ever thought of myself as the realist or like a pragmatic person.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm surprised that that's me now is because I don't think that's what I was as a kid.
Going all the way up. I'm gonna put the video, the photo of the,
Sad.
and then they showed the Polish Christmas lights. Oh my God!
Welcome back to another episode of It Depends, I Guess podcast in 2025.
Yes.
Yay! My name is Caroline.
I am Jackie.
And at the back we have
DJ.
Oh, DJ. Yes.
Back.
It's so good to see everybody. Welcome
Yes,
back. I
yes.
know we're in February.
We are.
It is not a new year.
It's not.
It's getting a little bit old.
Newish.
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 And this is take number
55. I
358.
tell you.
We got a little bit rusty
tell
when we
you,
were
we are.
away,
We
but
are.
we're back.
Yes,
we're
we
back
are.
on the grind.
Yes, we are.
Yes. And what do we have today, Jackie?
Today we're just catching up.
Yes, we are.
Yes, the holiday season, holiday season.
Yes.
Covers all of Christmas, New Year, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all the things you celebrate. in
Yes,
there.
yes. And what our plan is for 2025, our
Yes.
intentions. But we want to make this a good, vibrant,
Yes.
feel-good episode. So
Yes.
I hope you join us as well
Yes.
and tell us in your comments what you're looking forward to.
Yes.
Yes.
Please. Yes, please.
Yeah, so where do we start?
Well, we start with DJ.
I was told to keep it positive. So if you want positivity, I'm not the one today. I am not the one.
You're not positive today?
No.
Yeah.
I've got a headache that I can't shake, and it's annoying me.
Oh,
So that's a bad note. That's a negative note already.
I tell you.
but being self-aware is positive.
Yes.
Yes. Self-awareness. There we
Yes.
go.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
I'll
turn
give myself
everything
a round of
positive.
applause there.
Yes.
True.
Yeah. Well, let me then start off
Yes.
with how my end of 2024 was.
Yes.
I planned a last minute trip to Kenya,
Mm-hmm.
back home to some sunshine.
Yes.
Ran away from the winter.
Oh my God. Yes.
And it was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I got to celebrate Christmas with family.
Mm-hmm.
And then for New Year's, I joined friends of mine in the UAE, so in Dubai.
In Dubai.
And spent a couple of days there and just experienced life away. So this is the first time I did something different in terms of how I celebrate my holidays. So
What was different about it?
I spent New Year's with people who were not my immediate family. And then I traveled to a country away from home.
Oh, because
Yes.
you're New Year, you're always in Kenya.
I'm always in
Alright.
Kenya, except last year, the previous year where I went to Zanzibar. But Zanzibar feels like Kenya,
Yeah,
so it
true.
doesn't feel any different.
Yeah.
And I got time to celebrate New Year's with friends of mine who've lived in Switzerland before. They moved to the UAE, specifically Dubai. But what we did for New Year's was we avoided the rush, the New Year's rush. So doing touristy things. And we did our own little celebration in the desert. We popped some fireworks. Well, we watched some of them. We had our own drinks in the middle of the night. That was really fantastic. And then we drove around the UAE and just saw the country from a different perspective. So so that's how my year ended. Yeah, in 2024. And now we are here in 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, me. What did I do? Carl, You would think it was 55 years ago.
It feels like
It's only a few weeks, technically still a few weeks ago.
Yes.
So I was with my brother in the US in Houston. So I went there for Christmas. It's been a while since I was there for Christmas. I don't think I've been there for Christmas before. Maybe I have
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
So this time I was there. My mom was also there. My mom had also traveled to Houston for. She went earlier, so she was there from Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good to spend time with family, I don't think, first of all of us together is usually once every 4 years.
Yeah.
Then most Christmases I'll be in Kenya with my mom and my siblings who are in Kenya.
Yeah.
So this was the first time that I think I've spent Christmas in the US with my mom.
Yes.
Or second time. Last one was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So it was really good to spend time with
So
family.
it was very chill.
Very chill.
Yeah.
It was really, really also Houston was warm until the last week that I was there.
Yeah.
So it was good to be in warm weather.
How warm is warm in winter there? Like
Winter
in
is-
Celsius.
Winter is regular.
Okay.
The most of the time I was there, it was regular, like 24 degrees,
Oh, that's
22
nice.
degrees.
Yeah.
But then literally the day before I left, it's like nosedive
Yeah.
to like 4 degrees.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think a few weeks later it snowed and you could see
Oh, yeah.
people in the south lost their
I
minds.
saw that in the
Yes,
news. Okay.
yes,
So
yes.
it's not normal.
It's not normal.
Okay.
So it was a really good holiday period. Spent a lot of time, would go walking with my mom. I really loved that. I enjoyed that. I think I remember on 31st, I went for a walk with my niece.
Yeah.
It was just nice. Like, it's fascinating to go for a walk with kids and just be in the mind of a child.
Yeah.
It is truly just entertainment.
You see the world differently.
So differently, just
Yeah.
like I remember telling her, today's the last day of the year, so tomorrow is a whole new year. She's
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay. Huh. Then just out of the window, that's like a non-factor. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. It's so nice to be a kid. You just wake up and you're told next week is school.
Yeah.
All right. I know I wake up for school,
No
but you
big
have no
decisions.
sense of New Year. What do you mean? But it was really, really good. New Year's were just spend time together as well. It was a really good
Yeah.
time to spend with the family.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can be alone in the holidays because even sometimes when I go to Kenya, I'll avoid family events, the large family events.
Yeah.
I just, maybe my patience, that's something I will work on.
Is this something that has happened the older you've gotten?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think my threshold for things like, oh, no, you're so fat. Oh, you're not married. Oh, are you there?
Our African aunties.
The times I'm just like,
Wow.
the effort.
Either you've gained weight or
Gained
you've
weight,
lost
or
weight.
you've lost weight. Are you sad?
Or when is your husband coming?
When is your no
Yes,
children?
we're not
No.
children. You're
It's
getting old.
I was like, damn. I was looking forward to seeing people and this. So I will try to go for more of those things.
Yeah.
Just shut my brain down and shut my mouth. Because I don't.
Now you've mentioned that. I think because I grew up being told I'm fat all the time. Or I'm overweight. They used the word fat back then. So anyway, I grew up being told I'm fat. Do you know I had to learn comebacks?
Yes.
So the older I got, when I would go home or somebody I've not seen for a while would see me, they're like, oh my gosh, in Swahili, umenona, or you've gained weight. My comeback would be what?
What?
I am eating my money well.
Yes. Amen.
That's really good.
And then talk on there why aren't you?
Yes.
Are you okay? Because I see you're. Sometimes I just have to
Yeah.
But
So,
I need to practice shutting my brain down and
yeah.
just be like, ha.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I've said previously, nobody asks me that.
Is it? For,
No.
men? For men, you
No, I'll
don't
tell
get this
them
kind
quickly
of...
Must be
where to
nice
go.
for your bodies to belong to you.
Yeah. No, I'll tell them quickly where to go. Or I'll let them know that, listen, First of all, when was the last time you rang me?
Yes.
I don't think that. I don't know. Do my brothers get told similar thing? I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
You know the funny part about the African culture in itself, that people feel very entitled.
Careful. Doom
Okay.
and gloom.
Okay, doom and gloom. Okay, comebacks. Okay.
factual.
No, factual.
Yes.
Okay.
But people kind of feel entitled to tell you how you should look like, what they expect of you, you know? And it's so normalized, like it's like, oh, that's how African aunties
Yeah.
are. Or,
just
they
put up
always
with
say
it. You're
that.
like,
You
yeah.
put up with it.
Yeah.
But, well, the thing is, bottom line, it's not doom and gloom, but we must have our comebacks in our
True,
pockets.
true.
Otherwise, it hurts.
And
Yeah.
we also need to be different, to do different. Like
Yeah.
for your younger cousins,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
Is we now, because we know what that feels like,
Yeah.
like for us to also not perpetuate the same thing with them.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, have you ever thought to yourselves that their bar stool for happiness is having kids and marriage? There's nothing for themselves. It's providing for others. Is where they find happiness.
Yes.
Don't you think that's a problem for them?
It's what they've been told.
what they
Yes.
know.
See,
Yes.
that's the problem right
Yes,
there.
yes,
So
yes.
they don't, for themselves to understand what I want and what I enjoy, what they are always thinking on the other side. What looks good?
Yes,
What makes
yes,
sense?
yes.
What do people my age
Yeah.
do? Why aren't you doing that?
Yeah.
You are not happy because you're not doing it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure they assume, oh, wow. Like, so
Yeah.
what do you do with your time and yourself? And
You've got like 100 cats and you
they have 0 cats.
I'm into all hobbies. I've tried knitting,
Which,
painting.
how is the crocheting going?
Oh, crochet, yes.
Crochet class?
I used to be a crochet pro. Actually, now there's big communities of crocheters, on the internet. And let me tell you, crocheting is a mathematic hobby. Like you have to know.
You count your stitches.
You're
and count
counting your stitches, and also the way it's explained in some of the crochet patterns. You have to know what they exactly mean, because there will be like 2C, 2, then you have to know, then you do this, you skip. Like, you first of all have to learn some algorithm, sort of,
Yeah.
and then you can read the patterns and actually crochet along the patterns. But I crocheted when I was young. Like, it was one of the things we did in home science.
Yeah, home science.
So now
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up on the crochet world. So sort of build some cute stuff. Maybe I might get myself like a throw or a sweater.
Maybe
Fol-
we'll get a
followed
cat.
by
then
a
you
cat.
Can
Maybe a
make,
cat, I can
then you
make
can
it.
make sweaters for the cat.
I can make like, like those 2 little hats with the ears coming out. It's going to be so
This
cute.
guy on the internet, I ended up on the internet,
Yeah.
who's, he's a guy who, there'll be a video of like a really cute
Yeah.
baby sheep.
Yeah.
And then the voice on that video that he's reacting to a video is that, oh, do you want a baby sheep? He's like, yes. He removes his wallet and he's like, no.
Oh, no, I know that
don't.
guy. He's a black guy, yeah? A bit aged, like he has white hair and
yeah.
stuff.
He's like,
yes.
No. We don't need a baby cow. We don't need.
I recently learned that baby cows are a thing, and they're as small as cats in the house. Like you can have even little horses.
Wild to me.
And they go in the
me
house.
who grew up in an African farm. The cow is, what do you mean? It is for a purpose.
Yes.
I don't think
be
pet
milked.
cows are not
Yes. But even when
pet
they're tiny.
and cow is not a sentence in a no.
Yeah, anyway, it's
Pet
true.
and cow is not the same sentence for us.
I've seen
Actually,
like,
it's like pet and chicken. Like
yeah. We are eating that at the end of
that's
the day.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's cute,
Yeah.
but it has a purpose down the line.
Yep. Okay.
DJ, your holiday.
My holiday. I didn't do. I was here for Christmas and New Year's. Sadly, I had to work. I just, when you guys were saying I spent my New Year's. Do you know when was the last time I did a countdown for
Yeah.
New Year's Eve and I wasn't working?
When is the last time?
Oh.
I don't remember.
You're always working on New Year's
Every
Eve.
single year.
Okay.
I
For
don't.
what, like
New
20
Year's
years
Eve
or like
for the past 14 years, definitely. That's crazy.
Very crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So how did it feel?
It was the same as everyone. You just high five the people that you work with. High five, boom, boom. Try and video call people,
Yeah.
and back to the music. Yeah, I was just thinking about it now. I can't remember the last time I was with people that I don't work with on
On New Year's.
on New Year's Eve.
Well, to be fair, if it's the partying is overrated, New Year clubbing is way overrated.
Yeah.
But like, if you are doing something with friends, that's always like, or with family, like that's
Yeah.
really, really dope.
Yeah.
But like, clubbing on New Year's,
With strangers.
and it's packed, and you just oh no,
Yeah, right. No, these days it's not like that though.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess it's the location also has changed. But people don't go out New Year's because they assume it's going to be too crazy. And then it ends up not being because everyone has held themselves for New Year's Day.
No, it is crazy because the
But-
kids are out. No man.
Yeah, but also like
But
with the
then
big
again, we're not
cities-
going to nightclubs anyway.
Okay.
We're going to bars
Yeah,
and
because
restaurants.
in Kenya, like Nairobi, you're in traffic. You'll cross that New Year in traffic.
Yeah.
Mombasa, because everyone has gone to like,
Yes.
yeah, like it's just so, it's hectic.
I've seen New Year's in big cities like New York and also even here in Zurich by
Yeah.
the lake.
Yeah,
There is lots of,
because there's fireworks, there's like a
Fireworks
street event.
and there are people who, like in New York, I know people who go with diapers.
Oh my lord.
Because you will stand there for 12 hours
Yes.
waiting for midnight.
right in the middle of people where
Yes.
you can't go to a toilet, you,
You
can't
can't
get
go-
to
yeah,
a,
you can't-
and you can't,
Yes.
so you move around
Why
with a
is
diaper.
that enjoyable?
I think they want to experience. Did you see what happened here in Zurich?
No. Oh, it was foggy.
That was the
Oh, the
funniest.
fireworks.
Had a couple that came in. Had a couple that came into the place we work.
Yeah.
And we just flew in from Dubai.
For the
For
For
fireworks.
the fireworks.
Fireworks
Yeah.
in-
Yeah. We just flew in
Context
for
for
Dubai.
people who are watching.
Let's give context,
There's
background.
always,
Yes.
there's
yes.
always like a fireworks
And
show.
Swiss fireworks are one of the best within
Oh yeah,
the
that's
region.
true. Yeah, I
know?
saw it the year before last.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
really good.
Where
That's
they,
good.
really good.
Last they
Okay.
had a drone show, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
after the drone show, it's like a drone thingy for like 30 minutes,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
the
They put a lot of money in.
Yeah.
countdown
And-
is
yeah,
just
yeah.
massive. The drones do the countdown, and then
Yeah.
the drones drop down just in time for the fireworks to start. It was a great thing, but there's a crowd that actually saw the fireworks, but they were at the top of the mountain.
That's, so
Uetliberg.
yes, that's what
So
I
the
say.
fireworks shot through the
Through
mist,
the yes.
So it
through
was
the
so
fog.
foggy
Yeah,
that,
that people on ground
on
couldn't
ground
see
waiting
anything.
for the
Couldn't see
fireworks
anything.
didn't see anything.
They saw the fireworks shoot up as soon as it got past the fog. There's nothing. Just saw a light.
Oh, no.
Flew all the way from Dubai to
I could have gone
experience.
the extra effort. To be fair, the year I went,
Yeah.
it was a clear night. It was really amazing. But I remember thinking to myself, oh, if I'm ever in Zurich again for a New Year's, I'll go to Uetliberg. That's like it's technically a hill, but
It's a hill.
mountain.
Mountain hill.
And, yeah. So I would go
yeah.
to Uetliberg and watch from there because it's such a good view because you have the lake.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I remember thinking to myself, oh, if I'm here for a New Year's, I'd do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can see how they were
They-
able
Yeah.
to go above the mist. So the show, it was just basically for them.
Yeah.
And shout out London as well.
Oh, and their sad Christmas.
And their sad Christmas tree. That was the highlight of my Christmas.
Budget,
Just to
budget,
see how
budget is tight.
how it's changed so much. Christmas is meant to be such a big thing in the UK. And they had this little Mickey Mouse tree.
Yeah.
With
like
these little
2 lights.
6 lights, and these are bulbs, like
Yes.
not LEDs.
Yes.
These are hot burning bulbs. Going all the way up. I'm gonna put the video, the photo of the,
sad.
and then they showed the Polish Christmas lights. Oh my God!
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, I
That
didn't see that
was-
one.
Yeah.
And New York, New York.
Yeah, definitely.
don't play.
Yeah.
They don't mess around.
The
I think-
Christmas trees were the cities that went all the way out.
Yeah. To be fair, I can
Yeah.
see also like a New York, those cities, people probably fly in to see because like the lighting of the lights is a big deal,
Yeah.
etc. So I think there's also tourism that they get from like, it's like, especially if it's snowed, it's like beautiful wonderland kind of look.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they don't play around because there's people who come in just to see the tree.
Yeah, it's part of
during
the
Christmas,
tourism.
etc. Yeah.
Do you know what I think happened? I've got a theory. Work with me on this, okay?
Okay.
I've thought about this. I think you know the way the mayor of London is. What's his name? Khan. Yeah. He is a Muslim guy and he doesn't care nothing about Christmas because he doesn't celebrate Christmas. So he dropped the budget for the Christmas tree and he said, "Let's
was
leave
this
them
his
to."
first Christmas as
No,
mayor?
he's been there for years now.
Or maybe there's
I
something
don't
else.
know if he's still, but I'm just assuming
Those
that's
budget
what's going
cuts.
on.
It's like, how much do you spend?
That's
10
crazy.
million on a tree?
Yeah.
$1 million.
Put it somewhere else. Yeah.
That was interesting. Yeah, so that was my Christmas and New Year's working. Hopefully this year I'll get to take it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still
Christmas
working on that.
and New Year.
New Year's, both.
Ooh, that would be dope. Yeah.
Both. I've never
You wouldn't know
experienced
what
it.
to do with yourself.
Oh.
No, I'll be just lost.
Do you get okay? Now this is me being inquisitive.
Yeah.
Do you get like extra pay for working during the holidays?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you get extra pay for working during the holidays. Especially New Year's Eve is a big night.
Yeah.
So everyone knows it's a big night for everybody. So
Yeah.
everybody gets paid extra, especially if you are in the hospitality or DJing, security,
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
Extra.
Okay.
And you're not
And I
talking
assume
extra.
you also make a lot of tips.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone's
People are
feeling
feeling
very
happy
liquid,
and
yeah.
joyful, and
Yeah.
you know, you
Yeah.
use that to your advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
See the sacrifices. You should go and high five a DJ next time you see them on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or whenever you're
high five.
whenever you're out, high five a DJ
DJ.
because they sacrifice a lot.
Yeah. Time.
A lot of them
sacrifice
don't have-
time with their family. to-
Yeah, 100%.
To
100%.
give other families
Yeah.
some good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you for
You're
your
very
service.
welcome. I don't know. That came with a little bit of sarcasm. I don't know if
No,
it rings
it's
the same.
not.
But
We mean it.
We mean it.
Yes.
I'll give you a round of applause.
Yes. Oh, cool. So New Year's, like
New Year.
2025.
Yes.
How is it looking like? What are the plans?
True. Question, actually.
Yeah.
Do you do resolutions? Is it a thing for you? Do you
Yes.
do resolutions in the new year? Because I know there are people who do it on the birthday because
Yeah.
that's their new year.
Yeah.
Or
For me, I do it on the New Year's.
new year.
And usually a week before the New Year's, I'm already thinking through, like working through what are my intentions for the new year. I don't know. I feel like a beginning of something, even if it's beginning of a week on a Monday, I
Yeah,
always
there's a
feel there's the feeling
of
of
refresh,
newness,
yes.
refreshness,
Yeah,
new
yeah,
possibilities.
yeah.
So for me, my resolutions are made in the new year. And sometimes they are written down, sometimes they are at the back of my mind, sometimes it's a vision board. It depends from year to year. Yes. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention, we had a really lovely Christmas dinner.
Oh my Lord. How can we
yes.
forget this?
How can we
Let me
forget
give
this
the story.
one?
Oh my Lord. So it was so good. That was truly one of the highlights of the holiday.
Yeah.
So Miss Carol here
Me?
hosted a friend group for like a Christmas Day dinner party.
Yeah.
There was the full box. So there was welcome drinks, there was appetizers, there was main meal, there was desserts,
Yes.
and like cocktails, and then there was like gift exchange. So
And then we
had-
are all in Christmas pajamas.
Yes, she planned. She got us same Christmas pajamas, like got them all ordered, and oh my God, it was so good.
Yes.
And then wait, she planned the picture. If you've ever seen any pictures on our girls trip, it's between you and Jem, our other friend, who
Yes.
plans. Sit here, do that. This is the location we're doing the group picture.
Yeah.
So there was group pictures, and she had prepared like frames. So took the pictures, selected, printed them. We all went home with little frames.
The cutest thing ever.
It is the first picture I've had in my house.
I saw it
It's
somewhere.
there,
Yes.
It's the first picture I've
yes.
ever had in this house.
Yes.
Oh my God, it was so good. Oh
It
my
was
God,
good.
that was so good.
I felt it was very wholesome.
Yeah.
Like 2024 was a big defining year for me. And one of the things I appreciated is that I had family around me, chosen family, and coming together as girls and doing, those cute little
Yeah.
silly things you
Yeah.
would think. And at the end of it, we had a tradition back then where this is why I remembered you asking me how I make my resolutions for the year. My intention has always been, before the new year, I sit down with my thoughts and sort of think about the year ahead. And previously, we would sit down and write down our intentions and in a card and close that and open it the next Christmas.
The next, yes.
Yes. So we did that as one of our tasks for one of our the things we did for dinner. Activities for the evening. Everybody wrote.
We were even singing Christmas songs. Did anyone record us? Maybe I have those videos.
Maybe we
singing jingles. Oh my God.
We sang all the Christmas carols and we wrote down our intentions for 2025. Everybody closed their envelope. They carried it home and we hope to open it at the end of this year. Yeah. And then, and then we exchanged gifts. We had Secret Santa.
We had Secret Santa and we exchanged. Oh, it's just so good.
Yeah, I think
that
it was
such a dope. No, that was so dope. Oh my God. That was,
yes.
Round of applause.
Yes. Next time, maybe this year, now that you might have the week off, it's something to do with your boys.
I don't think my male friends are that.
This is the weird
I think one of my homeboys will be accused me of being gay.
Oh, no.
Which is fine.
This is weird.
But you'll still participate.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
These are things that I always think to myself. I think it's something that I thought about that night. I was like, it's really nice being a woman. Yes. I'm like, this is stuff that dudes just...
We'll put a picture for those who watch this on YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll put a picture of us in our Christmas pajamas looking all happy.
Yeah.
But for men, I think, you can customize it to what you want. I guess for everyone they can. Like for men, you can choose as a cigar night,
Yeah.
just to celebrate.
Yeah, we do stuff like that, but not on a, let's get little pajamas and wear them together.
Yeah, you see the person who's saying this. You have Christmas pajamas.
Yeah,
I've seen a picture on the internet.
Yeah, my brother's wife got those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's.
Why did you put that voice?
Yeah,
You're like, let's get a little. Why did you do that voice?
Oh, that's what it is. Let's get pajamas and cuddle and be all cute together as girls. High five. Stuff like that. Emotions, feelings, emotions.
Running away from them.
No.
Yeah.
That's what we do. It's sad, but that's what we do. We've got our own way of doing, the stuff that guys do also that could be, it's not similar, but just sitting down for a pint and just telling them your issues, and then you're like,
No, but it's like a special, it's an intentional day. That's the word. It's intentional, where it's like there's like activities but also it's in the Christmas spirit. Me, who's I'm dead inside when it comes to Christmas, but even I was like, oh, this is cute. I am the Grinch. But it's intentional that you kind of it just I don't know. It's different from like, oh, let's just grab a pint.
Yeah.
That's always really good. Let's go out for a drink. Boom. No, that's always really good.
But that's regular. Even for us, we do drinks.
Yeah, no, not like guys have fun when they have drinks. Oh my God.
But you can do these activities with having drinks.
Yeah.
Nah.
Those two things don't need to be separate.
Those effortless drinks, especially the ones that are not planned, those ones, man.
Yeah.
There's some awesome nights that I've forgotten due to the fact that,
So question also, because then if it's somebody who's not partaking, who's not drinking.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work out well for them. Normally the friends of mine who don't drink, they don't hang around much. So they'll be there for the beginning part while everyone is cognizant. Yeah. And then as the night goes on, they'll just fizzle out and you do an Irish goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way it's sad, but
yeah, because I have a brother who doesn't drink, but I think he's a special breed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He stays on.
I'm the one who's like, let's go. I can barely see. Yeah,
he's still
he's a child of the night.
Yeah.
I was going to say of the streets, but that's not right. Of the night.
Yeah, no, it's always different I feel sorry for my male friends who don't drink because
A lot of activities are built around.
Yeah, around alcohol, and it's unfortunate, but we always try and do something different, like play pool. But even while we're playing pool, we're drinking then. Darts, we're drinking.
Are there like outdoor activities that you sort of pursue with your friends, like hiking?
Yeah, there's one year when we went to paintballing.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun. And we ended up drinking there too,
Did you? So I'm wondering, because I'm thinking back to my everyone clutch your pulse to my born again days. Yeah.
Oh, you were born again?
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, every week I was always
Clutching my pulse.
to my very Christian days. But I remember a lot of, because church didn't allow, well, people would drink, but it was not, it was very frowned upon. So I remember there was a lot of activity-based, actually outdoor activity-based stuff, because also there's a lot of guys who didn't drink in the church. But I realized a lot of the activities were very like outside or sports-based, etc. But there was no alcohol in any of those events.
Yeah.
But I wonder if I was in my earlier 20s. So I wonder for people who are now once in your 30s, 40s, if you don't, let's say you don't have children yet, like what does that look like if you're not a drinker?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that.
Yeah. My thought process here is, I think the more progressive we've become as a society, the more fun activities are sort of very alcohol or club centric, and the more we are moving away from doing activities that don't relate to that. Because I can tell you for sure, when I was in Nairobi in my 20s, I never used to drink. Like I would probably have one drink I started drinking probably at 24, and I would drink maybe once a year or twice a year or something. But I would always find myself in spaces where either we would go hike Kilimambogo, or people would meet up somewhere, or we had Facebook groups, you'd find a Facebook group for something. But now, if you try to seek out those places right now,
it's harder.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
There was even a bird watching group that I actually joined, and we went and camped somewhere in, can't remember where it was. I don't know whether it was in Naivasha or something. But people would actually advertise and people would show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good, I have a former director who used to say she got into bird watching. I was like, that's a very odd thing. She's like, no, but it is age proof. She's securing her hobbies for when she's in her 60s.
That's very
All I'm doing is I'm carrying my chair and I'm there, the binoculars. I was like, that's what.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually now when I think about it, like if you're not in church, you kind of miss out on these activities that are not alcohol centric.
Yeah.
Because church tends to organize activities around, maybe if it's philanthropic work, like going to children's home or, maybe some traveling or something.
Yeah.
Churches are really good at that.
Yeah.
But if you're not a person who has...
If you're not aligned,
If you're not aligned to church and probably your friends are the drinkers, you're not, then you really have to seek out other people like you, maybe book clubs. I know there are people who go walking in Karura, like in Nairobi.
Yeah, walking clubs. I should join a walking club.
Do you know what annoys me?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I think I'm good.
Does it annoy you positively? A positive annoyance.
Do you know what annoys me?
Yes. Yeah. State the fact and then...
Those dry January people. Oh, my God.
I am one of them.
My
I am
God.
one of them.
Oh, my Lord.
I am one of them.
If there was one thing we could do with less of, is people who say, we're going for dry January. Boom. They do dry
what
January.
annoys you about it?
The dry January is fine.
Yes.
Do dry January.
Yes.
But don't hit the 1st of February and then you're going ham back to where you started. So all that January, what's the purpose of that? What is the purpose of that?
Just to prove to yourself
I can respect someone who will do dry January and say, listen, I'm not going to drink during the week. I'll only drink on weekends. You know, so no drinks during the week, just to make sure that during the weekend I'll have one drink or
Yeah.
so. Then that sounds like we are going somewhere towards building a better body for me. Or you can't go, like I have a friend, I won't name them.
But we can deduce based on what you say.
He was dry. And me, I was busy there the whole of January. I was like, come on, it's on me.
Yeah.
Let's go. And then he shows up, he says, no, I'll have a virgin gin and tonic. I'm like, damn, this guy here. Gin and tonic,
What's
0
a
0.
virgin gin and tonic?
0 0. That
You can have
Tanqueray
0
zero,
gin,
zero,
0.0%
What does it taste
alcohol.
like? 'Cause
Oh,
many
it
of them
tastes like
taste
sadness.
Like
yeah.
cucumber.
Cucumbers. Tastes like cucumber. What?
I
It's
can't believe you
sadness.
said it tastes like sadness.
For somebody who loves gin and tonic, I have tasted that. It's terrible.
And this friend, now I haven't seen him for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because he's just suffering from the biggest hangovers ever.
Oh, because
He
he
his
dove
body-
back
yeah.
in swimming in it.
So I was like, what was all that for? See, one thing you can rely on when it comes to me is consistency. You know, my mom never raised a quitter.
I don't think that's how it's meant to be used.
Hey, whichever way she meant it, I will ride this donkey until it
Yeah,
can,
the wheels fall off.
you know.
Consistency and moderation.
Yeah, it's moderation
see,
too.
no, I can get moderation sort
Yeah.
of thing, but don't say dry January and then you go ham on the 1st of February.
I think the
And
only-
literally, he was waiting until 12.
Oh, really?
12 of midnight hit. Oh man,
I have done a whole month of dry January, and it is torturous. It is torturous, but I
What
did
is the
it.
purpose?
I think it's redemption.
To make up for the
for what you
December
did
that
in
I was.
December? Yes.
Because no one does a dry June,
Yes.
dry
So
February.
yeah, I did dry January in 4 or 23? But it's because in 2022 I spent like the last month of the year in
Oh, in
Kenya,
Kenya, yeah.
and
Yes.
I went to every party.
Yeah, swimming in the.
If anybody said, I was like, where? Next, you know, like I really partied in 2022, the last quarter. So in January, I really felt like, yeah, I've not done my body justice. And I went into a dry January month, but definitely 1st of February, I was the person.
You were in it.
I was.
see, this is what I'm talking
I
about.
don't mind the dry. The only thing that
See, I'm
annoys me
talking
about dry January people
It's, people
is
will
that
talk
they
about.
announce their
Yes.
dry January people. I'm like, this is your business.
You see,
It doesn't have to be. It's like
so
it's
is
like the loud
are
vegans.
people doing it mainly just because I want to say I did it, because it's got a name, dry January. I have to do dry January because it's got a name out there and it's the popular thing.
I
to
think
do
different
during
people have
January.
different. I think
I
it's
don't
part of the
think-
reset.
Yes,
right?
it's a
part of
reset.
it's a new year. It's a reset. Because then also it also aligns a lot of people having back to the full circle to resolutions. I think there was a study or an article about the common things on people's resolution list is working out, eat better,
Yeah.
etc. And because everyone is waiting for that January, because then they're like, okay, with that restart and
Yeah.
refresh,
Yeah.
as part of the eating better, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do all this. Dry January is packaged as part of that. So that's why I think it's popular at that time of the year, because of that reset, refresh thing.
Yeah. And you know, for marketing strategy, I've realized like I think dry January has become a thing in the last 3 or 4 years or so.
Yep.
And now companies have capitalized on this.
There's drinks for Dry January.
There's drinks for dry January. Every time I look at social media, I see Schweppes advertising all the virgin drinks you can make with Schweppes, you know. All the non-alcoholic drinks finally have a target market.
Yes.
Yeah.
They probably
But
sell a lot in January, yeah.
for me, after I did that dry January in 2023, I'm now doing wet January. It is a thing. I'm going to make it popular.
So
wet
for the-
January.
Even the whole resolutions thing.
So
How
now
many?
what is wet January? Is it wetter than December? Is it that you're doing more than December, or
No, I am. It's not gonna be completely dry, but it will be a bit wet. Some rain here and there.
you
Yeah.
can call it drizzle January?
let me call it.
Still just
Just a little drizzle,
Just a little
drizzle
drizzle,
January.
yeah.
Okay, we are making it.
sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle.
Drizzle January sounds
Yeah.
better. Yeah, a little bit of, some water here, there.
I think the Irish got it right. That's
Yeah.
why they put St. Patrick's Day in March. Because they know February you'll be back in the swing. You
Yeah.
don't want to ram right into the wall.
Yeah.
So you'll ease your way in. So that by the time the 17th of March comes,
God.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's woof. Oof.
yeah,
it's well thought out.
yeah. So we were in the resolution
Resolution.
part. Yes.
Do you also do you believe in resolutions? Do you do resolutions?
No. Same way I don't wait for sales. If I want it, then I'll buy it right then. You know what I mean?
It was interesting analogy.
Yeah, no, I don't wait for sales. If I want it, I'll buy it then.
Yeah.
You know,
So for you, it's resolutions are whenever,
yeah,
the
whenever
time,
the
whenever-
time
Whenever
is,
it's needed,
yeah. No. I think I don't know. It might not be the best way to operate, but I know
No,
it.
it
There are
works for
sometimes when I get man flu, a lot of things I'll cut out. I'll cut out the alcohol and a lot of things that I'll do because I'm not feeling great. My body's not. But when my body's tip top,
Oh, so you create resolutions when you have the man flu.
yeah. When I'm not feeling great, when my body just telling me that
You're like,
there's
oh, I'll do
something
better
wrong.
by you.
Yeah, I
And then once the
definitely
man
do.
flu is over, like, well,
We're
Guess we're good.
back.
I guess we're good. You know, I think you have to give I guess that's the way of doing dry January as well. You have to give the body time to recover and stuff like that. So if that's what it's for, it's fine.
Yeah, I think it doesn't have to be in January, in all honesty. It can be any month. I know somebody who did. There's a time I did a dry, I think it was June or July, and it was the worst decision of my life. I remember going to a party because it's summer here. So you're always out. There's always some beer somewhere. And I remember somebody looking at me and asking me, why did you think of doing a dry month in the middle of summer? Like,
yeah,
Yes.
that's an odd choice.
that's a very odd choice. But
Yeah.
it was psychologically motivated by other things.
Yeah.
But
I don't
it
think
can happen anytime. Yeah.
I've ever, all the time I didn't drink for like 6 months.
Yeah.
But it was when I was doing my master's,
Okay.
and I was like, oh, I just need to. Maybe I was cutting out alcohol because the days were long because I was schooling and I was still full-time work. Then there were exams to prepare for and like all these papers, and I was just like, the hangover, just me and the hangover, and in all this just was not working out. But yeah, and then it just ended up being 6 months. It was not just. I just extended it, and I was just like, oh, this is fine. Then I just got back. I think when I got back to, I don't think I drank more or less. It was just
It
similar.
was still,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I've made conscious choices to like cut back. Yeah. Post COVID. Hey.
Everything.
We have a story to tell.
It's for another day. Post COVID, yeah. But yeah, do I do resolutions? I think maybe do I write them? I don't think I write down things. Maybe it's a time I reflect on the year that's been. It's like, oh, the things that and I think I've tried to make any resolution of things to be more of, oh, I want to cut that out. I want it to be more of, oh, I want to do more of this.
Yeah.
So I try to make them, I try to think more additive,
Yeah.
and less about, oh, I'm going to cut that thing
Subtraction.
out, or
Yeah.
so I think I've noticed that I'll reflect on the end and be like, oh, what do I want to do more of? What do I want to, because then if there's a habit I have that maybe I see that, oh, I don't think I want to reduce more of that. Maybe my reasoning is, if I say I'll walk more, I'll spend more time with friends, etc., I feel like my brain processes it as, if we do more of that, this other thing will
Yes.
reduce.
Yeah, I think even in when people are struggling with losing weight, the psychologists tell them, do not deny yourself. First of all, add something.
Yes.
Add something.
Yeah.
Maybe add vegetables to your diet.
Yes.
And naturally, something else will have to come off.
Yeah.
So being more positive, so adding, as we are trying to do this year, to be very positive, add rather than start with subtraction.
Yes.
Otherwise, you feel like you're depraved.
Yeah.
And then you want that thing more.
Yes, and then if you do
Yes.
have it,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, you're like mad at yourself. You're like,
Yeah.
no, why did you eat that chocolate? Blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 and
Yeah.
all those things.
Yeah.
Instead of drinking too much, do cocaine. That way you lose the weight.
Additive. We're not sponsoring.
Do
or
not
supporting
listen.
drugs.
But
You can
The
actually
herbal
say,
kind is better, but
yeah, you can do more water in the evening.
yes.
So the urge for you to drink something. Yes.
So maybe it's like, oh, I want to like definitely increase my water intake,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
But like things like that, you'd focus less on, oh, should I drink this cocktail? Sure, drink it.
Yeah.
But if you also drink 3 gallons of water, great. Right? So yeah. So I think when I think of resolutions or new things, I always think more additive. Like I want to do more of this and more. Yeah.
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 I definitely go the other way. As I do the additives, but I also have a lot of subtractions. So maybe those are the ones that don't come to fruition at the end of the year, because like I usually have resolutions at the beginning of the year, but I can tell you for sure, not all of them come to.
So do you even remember them? I don't even know if I remember most of the things. Like, but if it's something intentional where I'm like, oh, I definitely want to travel more this year, and in terms of, or maybe I'll think, I want to do more substantive trips instead of doing 2 days here, a rushed weekend here. I want to do like 2 weeks,
Okay.
twice a year,
Yeah.
of like full vacation.
Yeah.
Things like those I'll remember,
Yeah.
because it's like, when in my mind I'll put into action in terms of, okay, if it's a substantive trip, it means it allows me to go a further place,
Yeah.
which is great, because then I've thought to myself, I want to do more of Asia, I want to do more of South America, and that's like a far long trip. Things like that I'll remember. But things that I think maybe I stopped the subtractive ones,
Yeah.
because then halfway through I'm just like, what was that
What was
thing?
I not doing?
What was that thing I was not
supposed to
doing
do?
again? Like, so
Yeah.
it's just like, no, if I'm more additive,
Yeah.
it sticks in my brain, and I'll put action to it. I'll be like, let me start researching, like, what are good places to go for like 2 weeks, and a place that maybe in 2 weeks I can hit like 3 different cities. So
Yeah.
do like 3 days, 5 days, things like that. Like I find I naturally put
Easier to
research
do
into it, and the more you put it like nights, like in your brain, you think it's the back of your head.
Yeah.
Versus the subtractive ones, those are
forget.
just week 2.
So there's also another thing that I do for New Year's that sort of have been very consistent. I pick a theme. I say this year, like for example, for me in 2025,
What is your theme?
my theme is to disrupt the status quo.
Okay.
So everything I do, all my actions, I try to tie to the theme. So if, for example, I'm looking for a job, I don't want to do the same old. I want to disrupt what my job looks like. If I'm traveling, I want to disrupt what I've always done and do something different. Even when I speak or even when I buy clothes, like, so I did. In essence, I always have that theme at the beginning of the year. I usually set it at the end of the year before, and then work with that theme. Then it sort of becomes easier. And I also have the other ones where I'm also saying, okay, I also don't want to do this and that, but I still remember at the top of it is there's a theme, like, and then I reflect.
good
I was
approach,
like, at the end of the year, I was like, okay. In January, I did this. Did I stick to my theme, which was this and this? And usually my next year is guided by what has happened in
the previous
year.
Okay,
So
okay.
like, for example, I know in 2024, I relaxed a lot. So, which is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. But I felt I needed to do something disruptive, something different in 2025. So I created that theme. So each year is guided by the previous year. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So this is the first year I've done a theme. And maybe the reason I thought I did the theme is because when you sit down and people talk about resolutions
Yeah.
and things, it's like I feel like it's a list, and it just keeps growing and growing
Yeah.
and growing. So it's like, oh, maybe if there's a theme, I just, as you're saying,
Yeah.
it doesn't limit me to, oh, it just has to be a 10 list thing
Yeah.
or 3 list thing. No,
Yeah.
it can just be, here's a theme, and it doesn't feel like it has to limit. Like, it can be exhaustive,
Yeah.
but it feels positive because it's tied to this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So, and another thing I forgot to mention. When I was visiting my brother, my sister-in-law took me to her friend was having a vision board party. Which essentially, like, you get there and there's like magazines and
Yeah.
stuff and glue and whatever, so you can go through, cut
Yeah.
the pictures. And so I was just like, if you remember an episode from last year, I am again.
You're not for manifestation and vision boards.
I'm not the woo-woo person.
Yes.
So I was like, maybe let me stop being, because to be fair, even after that episode, I thought about it for a while and I was just like, it's so weird. I don't think I've ever thought of myself as the realist or like a pragmatic person.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm surprised that that's me now is because I don't think that's what I was as a kid. I was very much the dreamer
Yeah.
and just, just believing things will happen and, just whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, how did I end up being this very logical, pragmatic, realist? Like, oh no, is it science based? It cannot be.
If it's 1
this-
plus 1, then it must be 2.
Two, yes, there's no room for anything.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, oh, maybe that's something I need to tap back into
Yeah.
my younger self. So my word for the year is magic.
Okay.
Like, to believe more in magic, because I used to be those kids
Yeah.
who loved magic. I used to watch, what was the name of that?
Kili
TV
Macho.
Yes.
Rambo.
Boom, that guy, yes. So I used to enjoy that. I'm like, how did I
Something
end
Rodriguez,
up being,
yeah.
how did I end up being this very stiff
Yeah.
kind of person? So I was just like, this year,
Because
I want to be-
there's an episode you mentioned where you were like, which I found very inspiring, that sometimes you would sit and just dream.
just dream.
Just allow your brain
Yes.
to go somewhere.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm like, no, I want to do more of that. And
Yeah.
just like, so magic is my theme for the year.
Yeah.
Just to be like,
Yeah.
not believe a little, but just leave more to the imagination,
Yeah.
I guess, and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
In other news,
Yes.
But wait, do you have a word for the year?
for the year?
Theme?
no, for the year, a theme, a word
Yeah.
that I want to, a theme that I have for
That
the
you
year.
want to guide your year. Yes.
No, I don't like to as I said, I'm one of those people who do it immediately. So if it's something that I feel is important enough for me to implement into my life immediately, I'll do it right there and then. I don't know, for some reason my planning for my life has not gone the way I wanted it to. Not that it's bad, but everything that I've said, this is what I want to do, nothing has panned out that way. The fact that I'm here right now,
Yeah.
it wasn't part of a plan. It just happened, and this is where I'm at now. Some people don't operate like that, but I'm a ride it till the wheels fall off kind of guy. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
Yeah, it served you though.
Yeah.
It's worked out so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It suits you. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I think, the thing about life is there's no formula. As much as people
True.
try to tell you,
Isn't
this
that
is
a
the
fact?
way to stick to this thing,
Yeah.
do what works for you.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Is it serving you? Is it good for you? Like, do what serves you. Like,
Yeah.
there's no formula to, yeah.
Yeah, this is very true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is for me. I don't know. A lot of people will disagree with me. A lot of my relatives have said, "Oh, why don't you do that?" Like,
Because
Have a
that's their
plan.
vision.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah.
That's their dream.
I said,
their
"You know what you
vision,
need to do?
The idea of the
You need
past.
to change your style. Play more for upmarket." I was like, yeah, because that's where all the big names go to do this to get there and do this to get there. I'm like, that's cool and all, but it's not what I enjoy.
I think there's a big difference between somebody who imposes the idea of what they think you should have and somebody who's extending that opportunity.
Yes.
So if somebody came and gave you that opportunity, go play
go
for
and play,
this,
Yeah.
then
That might
we
different,
can
yeah.
listen to you. But if you're imposing the idea of what you think I
backseat
should be
driving.
doing,
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
I find it's a little bit offensive sometimes when people say that, listen, why don't you try doing this to get, so they think I'm not successful right now.
Yeah.
Success is subjective as well.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
what's success for me and you is different for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I think I've won.
Yeah.
You know, this is something I do for free. I've said before.
Yeah.
But they pay me to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. You know, I'm a winner already.
Yeah.
You know, if more comes, great. I've seen other DJs who are at higher levels than I am, who are making way more money and that's fine for them.
Yeah.
You know, they've worked hard to be there. And I know
Yeah.
it's not easy, but you know, people always come, maybe you need to do this to get to this place. And I was like, man, you know,
There's a lot happening already.
there's quite a bit happening already, you know?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And I cannot say that I've been at places where like I have overextended what I think the other person should do. Like I've been in that space before previously, especially I'm in tech, so I'm in tech world. I'll be like, why don't you go take that opportunity? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Yeah, I've been in that space, but I think with time I've learned, that's not how the world operates, and that's not how everybody operates. The way I think and the way I operate, I should not impose that on somebody else.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
if they
something
ask, if they ask for help, yes, but I should not be the one imposing what my ideas of making it looks like. Yeah.
So it's all subjective. You know?
It's very subjective.
I think as human beings, I say people have said this to me, but I'm not confident. I've never said it to someone else. But I know this much now, so I know to hold myself if I ever think that way.
Yeah.
That listen, this is cool and all, this is cute what you're doing now, but what you need to do is, but who am I to say that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Who am I to say that?
Unless somebody has asked you to be their mentor.
Yeah. 100%,
Yes. That's completely
100%.
different.
True.
Yeah.
And I
It's
think
totally
even
different.
sometimes I struggle with that whole mentor thing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it also is, it's very tricky. Because I know I have gotten a complex from what people have said to me, right? Like, oh, maybe you have this idea and somebody's like, why would you have that idea? You should do blah, 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 right? And then you internalize that and you're like, oh, yeah, maybe that was dumb. Like, okay, maybe I should be doing that thing. Or as per, and the person who's telling you somebody who you admire or whatever, right? In a mentorship position.
Yeah.
And
Are they leaders in that line of?
so here's the other part about society.
Because a
that's
lot of
weird.
people, I find, for me,
Yeah.
is that people who've got no experience whatsoever in the field that I'm in
Yeah.
always feel they have the know-how because they've traveled more, they've seen more, and they're assuming it's like a
Somebody who's not
Jehovah's
in-
Witness
they're
who
not
came
in
to
your
my
field.
door here and started preaching to me before he got to ask me any questions. Are you a
yeah.
Christian? Do you know
Yeah.
about a Christian?
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, you've just assumed that I'm not a Christian.
Yeah.
I might be Muslim, and you've just gone here for 30 minutes preaching to me about something that I know more about than you do.
Yeah.
So it's something similar. As
No,
in
this is people who
are-
are even in the industry. I honestly, and people who, maybe they're seeing this for the first time.
Yeah.
There's people who've asked me to be a mentor and I'm just not comfortable doing it. Because I know I've been mentored by people and it's given me a complex,
Okay.
right? We're in the same industry, right? And maybe they're VPs, if we're in the same industry, yes. So clearly you're doing something to be top in that industry. But then and maybe it's also coming from a good place, but I think sometimes they impose things on you that's like, maybe that's really not what I want. Maybe if we end up in a mentorship position, in my mind, I assume it should allow room for, okay, you're my mentee. It allows room for you being like, yeah, we're in the tech space, etc. But I'm also thinking of exploring this thing, right? As a mentor, I don't think I should discourage you and tell
Yeah.
you, no, you're in tech. What do you mean you can be a director? Let's focus on that. You should have goals to be a whatever it is, right? I don't think that's how it should be, but that's how it is. And just because I am a leader in tech and you are saying you're looking to explore something else, I should be able to extend my knowledge of leadership. It's just not limited to tech.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, oh, maybe let me talk to you about how I found this is what my passion is, etc., to encourage you to find your passion. But I find sometimes it's so prescriptive, and it's given me a complex.
Yeah.
So I honestly now, the people who I admire and I like what they do, but I don't. All me would have been told, oh, you should go ask the person to be your mentor. I don't. But I'll continue to pick their brain because I feel like once I use the term mentor, it shifts to be okay. So now you want to do this thing. So now we should.
It feels like, sorry to cut you there, but it feels like sometimes people think when somebody is mentoring you, you're supposed to take that complexity and turn into a small part of who exactly they are.
Yes.
Because you aspire to be this person fully. Yes. And maybe people who offer mentorship kind of also expect you to be exactly who they are.
Yes.
Yes.
And also I've seen people say
Yeah.
like, oh, when you come to a mentorship thing, you should have all your questions prepared and all these things, etc. So I don't never ask people for mentorship. But people I admire, I'd love to be like, can we just like, I just want to pick your brain. And it's like, because I find that in that more casual, informal conversation, I learn so much more versus when it's prescriptive.
Yeah.
And maybe it's also for them, this is where I realize as human beings, we're just doing life. Sometimes we're just faking it.
Yes.
And I don't want to convert, if something I could have learned from an informal, casual conversation, I want to learn that versus, or if I formalize it, and then now it's like, okay, now let's have a spreadsheet and let's have a plan and let's have, it's like, no, now I'm just like, forget it.
You've gone back to the academics.
Yeah. So I find people give people a complex. And if anyone is ever watching this and they've asked me to be a mentor and I ghosted you, now you know why. Because I am very uncomfortable with that. I just, it's not, yeah. And I don't even think that.
Yeah. When I started in tech, like when I was very new in the corporate world, in Europe, that was a word that was thrown around a lot. Everybody would be like, oh, find a mentor. People would approach random people and be like, oh, a mentor. But I never felt comfortable approaching anyone. I think I always felt like we would have nothing to talk about. I don't know. It always felt very awkward.
Yeah.
No? Because like I was coming from the university and also coming from Kenyan education system where somebody who's supposed to know more than you has given you like, this is the way things are supposed to be done. So you have to stick to them. And I always felt like that's anyway. It's I don't know. It was my own perception, but probably I was wrong. But because probably it served people somewhere.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've heard that word more recently. But
no, not as much. And ironically, I have people in my life who I would consider. I don't even want to use the word mentor, but the people who I would reach out to them if it's like, hey, I'm trying to figure this thing out or etc. and will always give me time and help me figure that thing out. There's people who have on the opposite side, maybe they see something in me. I remind them of their daughter or themselves when they're younger, etc. who have honestly opened doors for me that I'm just like, and now in my big age, I'm finally realizing not to question. When I was younger, I'd question.
it's like,
I'd be like, why are they helping me? What's the point? Is this, hi, what's happening?
Yeah.
Is it, so I'd be just stuck in this paralysis of, I know I can reach out to them, but I'm like, I'm not sure. Maybe that time they're helping me, they're doing me a favor. Let me not push it. Let me not. you know, so it's now in my bigger age, I'm much more, I don't question it now. Maybe this is part of the whole magic thing where I'm like, oh, this person, we seem to align, and they are like hand holding me. I'll be like, I will hold your hand until you smack me off. It's fine. I'm not going to question why you're helping me. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think that mentorship part, we extended it out of the New Year resolutions from the what DJ was talking
Yeah.
about. People who sort of push you to what they think
Yeah.
you should be doing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Impose.
Yeah. But yeah, I think unlabeled mentorship is the best way to navigate life.
Yeah. I think for me that's that's what works.
Reach out to people.
Yeah.
People can reach out to you.
Yes.
It feels not prescriptive, as you
Yeah.
said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Also, as human beings,
Yeah.
once we can put away that idea of competition between each other and work for the better of people amongst us. It
Yeah.
might be your friend who sees the potential in you, or you see the potential in your friend. If they ask you for help, help them to the maximum
Yeah.
degree, just so they can better themselves and thereby give someone else, pass on that energy or that mentorship to someone else who's asking for it.
Yeah.
You know, but as you said, some people are not into giving mentorship, so you have to be careful.
Community is good. That is your
Yeah.
that's your word for the year.
Yeah.
Community.
Yeah,
Community.
that's it.
Yeah.
Pass it forward.
Pass it forward.
Pass it forward.
Backwards, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know which is which. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. So New Year.
New us.
Themes for the new
Same
year
us.
or resolutions, whatever works for you. There's no formula. If
Yeah.
you love a vision board.
Yes.
Yes. And we'll see you on the next one.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us.
Spread love, positivity,
Yes, positivity.
community,
2025.
disrupt the status quo,
the status quo. Magic.
all of it.
Keyword.
Throw us your one word,
Yes.
one sentence. thing.
Yeah.
So,
Would love to hear it. Yay. You so good. Yes, it was. Oh, take a photo. I have to remember we need to